Okay, good morning. So today we are going to discuss about the topic glycosides. Okay, so you have already studied the topic in previous semester, in fourth semester, right? So you have discussed about glycosides, its properties, its classification, uses, etc. So what are glycosides? Glycosides are compounds containing a sugar and non-sugar moiety. So the sugar moiety is known as glycone portion and the non-sugar moiety is known as a glycone portion. So here we are going to discuss about various drugs containing glycosides. Okay. So the topic today we are going to discuss is about aloe. So you have heard about aloes, right? Okay. So starting the biological source, you can write the lecture notes. Okay. So the source, the juice of aloe is obtained from the leaf, okay? Leaf from the plant, Aloe barbadensis, Aloe peri, Aloe ferox and Aloe spicata belonging to family Liliaceae. So these are the various plants from which the juice aloe is obtained, right? So these are various images of the different species of aloe. Out of this, I think you will be familiar with Aloe barbadensis, okay? So some of the marketed products, I think you are familiar with various marketed products of aloe. Aloe face wash, aloe powder, aloe vera gel, okay, moisturizers, etc. Coming to the chemical constituents, the main constituent of aloe is aloin. Okay, this is the main constituent. And this aloin, it is a mixture of three isomers, that is barbaloin, beta barbaloin, and isobarbaloin. In addition to aloin, it also consists of different constituents like aloeimodin, anthron, and anthranol. So as I discussed, the three isomers, barbaloin, isobarbaloin, and beta barbaloin. Coming to barbaloin, it is a crystalline glycoside and it is present in almost all species of aloe. And in case of beta barbaloin, it is amorphous and specifically found in Cape aloe. And in case of isobarbaloin, it is crystalline glycoside which is found in Curaçao aloe and Cape aloe, but it is absent in Socotrine aloe and Zanzibar aloe. That is the specific features of these three isomers. So these are the various structures of the constituents aloin, barbaloin and isobarbaloin. So in the structure you can see barbaloin is also known as aloin A and isobarbaloin is also known as aloin B. Moving to cultivation and collection. So initially we have to know that the aloe plant can be cultivated in any regions in any parts of India, right? There is no specific region, there is no specific climate, it can be grown in any regions. So coming to the soil, loamy soil to coarse sandy soil can be used for the cultivation of aloe. And here initially after setting up the soil type, we will first plowing the field. Deeply we will be plowing the field and then only we will be arranging it in a slot. Okay. So after arranging the field, we have to plant the material, right? So the plant material specifically, it should be 20 to 25 centimeter in length and it should contain 4 to 5 leaves initially, also 3 to 4 months old. Okay. So after when we are planting, the month should be specific. It should be between July to August. We should never plant the aloe plant during winter season. It can be grown during winter season, but it should not be planted during winter season. Okay. So while growing, we will be providing manures. Specifically note down the manure name, that is FYM manures should be given for the growth and development of the plant. So after growth, 3 to 4 pickings per year can be taken. That is, in a year, 3 to 4 times we can collect the leaf. That's the meaning. Okay, 3 to 4 pickings per year means in a year, 3 to 4 times we can collect the leaf. So after collecting the leaf, incisions will be given through which the juices will be collected. Okay, so when we collect the leaf, we can see initially the color of the juice, it will be colorless or yellow. When it come in contact with the environment, when the juice come in contact with the environment, the color changes to brown. Okay, so after collection of the juice, it should be dried. So there are two names. You can see hepatic aloe and glassy aloe. If the juice is dried under sun, it is known as hepatic aloe. And if we are drying it in under heat, it is known as glassy aloe. Clear? Next is the chemical test. So I think the general test you have studied in previous semester. Bontrager's, modified Bontrager's, Legals, Bulgin. And you have to note down the specific test. First one is bromine test. So in case of bromine test, when the drug is treated with bromine, a pale yellow precipitate is obtained. And in case of borax test, when the drug is treated with borax and after heating, we will pour the solution to a beaker containing water. Okay, first we will treat the drug solution with borax. After heating, we will pour the solution to a beaker containing water, where the observation will be green fluorescence. Coming to the special test, that is nitrous acid test, nitric acid test and cuproloin test. These are the specific tests for aloes. So first one is nitrous acid test, where the drug solution is treated with sodium nitrite and acetic acid. Here you can see different species will give different observation. In case of Curaçao aloe, a pink to carmine color will be the observation. In case of Cape aloe, a faint pink color will be the observation. In case of Socotrine and Zanzibar aloe, there will be no color change. Okay. Next test is nitric acid test, where the drug is treated with nitric acid. So similarly here also, Curaçao aloe will be giving deep brownish red color. Cape aloe will be giving initially brown color, then green color. And in case of Socotrine aloe, pale brownish yellow color will be produced. And in Zanzibar aloe, yellowish brown color will be produced. So when we consider the observation, we can see each and observation is specific. If one is yellowish brown, the other one is pale yellow. So the specific observation should be studied. In case of cuproloin test, the drug is treated with CuSO4 and NaCl plus ethanol. So observations, in case of Curaçao aloe, a wine red color is observed. In case of Cape aloe, yellow color quickly changes. And in case of Socotrine and Zanzibar aloe, there is no observation. Next is uses. So as you know, when you are studying the uses, you have to study separately the therapeutic use as well as commercial use. In case of therapeutic use, specifically it is used as purgatives for inflammation and also as carbonatives. In case of commercial use, you can write your own views. What will be the commercial use? For the production of cosmetics. That is the commercial use. Next topic is the adulterants and substitutes. Okay. So mainly there are two adulterants or substitutes for aloe. So you know what are adulterants and substitutes are, right? We will be using, instead of original aloe, we will be substituting with other drug, which will be a duplicate drug. Okay. So here the first one is natal aloe. So comparing to original aloe, the specific features are natal aloes, the leaf will be narrow, it will be elongated, bright orange to red colored flower. That is the specific features from which we can differentiate the original aloe and duplicate aloe, that is natal aloe. In case of mocha aloe also, we can see the leaf are narrow, thick and fleshy, whereas the flowers will be orange to coral color. That is the specific feature to identify mocha aloe. Next is the commercial varieties. So the difference between adulterants and commercial varieties is that adulterants are duplicate. It do not give any therapeutic activities. In case of commercial varieties, instead of aloe barbadensis, we can use these varieties. They will provide medicinal values. That is the difference between commercial varieties and adulterants. Okay. So the first commercial variety is Aloe arborescens. So here we can see it is used in traditional medicines as boosting immunity. It is specifically used for boosting immunity. So it is having a therapeutic value. Compared to adulterants, it have got therapeutic value. And the second one is Aloe cainensis, where the product, it can be where the drug can be used for skincare products specifically because of its smooth consistency. Okay. The third one is Aloe maculata and Aloe metriformis. Both these commercial varieties are specifically used for ornamental purposes, means for decorations. Okay, during the festivals we use flowers for decorations, right?